So as a realtor, you do open houses. Now, when you do an open house, you go through, you've done all the pre-marketing or whatever you do to get your open house ready to go. When you're done, you get a list of a whole bunch of people, like here, open house, open house. You get a whole bunch of these and they sit on your desk and you never do anything about it. Or it takes too long to sit there and go to your CRM. Okay, name Tyler, and then you just keep going back and forth. Well, let's fix that. So what we are going to do today is we are going to get all of these open house ones that I have right here. Okay. We're going to start with one example, but what we're going to do is we're going to get all of that, use Claude Code or Claude Code specifically to create a skill, create a plan for us to get all of those people into our computer, and we can do it while we're sleeping or while we're getting our coffee, right? Whatever the hell you do. Okay. So I have my Claude Code opened up here. Now, the best thing that Claude Code has come up with, well, one of the many, okay, is they added right here. It is a microphone function. Thank God. There's a couple reasons. So the first reason is when you sit there and you type, so it says here, describe a task or ask a question, right? Usually what people do when they sit there and type is they try to be grammatically correct. So they want to make sure their sentence sounds like it makes sense and it sounds like what they're doing and what they're saying is exactly perfect. That's what they're looking for. That doesn't always help you. Okay. Sometimes you just need to blurt and blab and get it all out until you have a full working thing of what's going on in your mind. Because when you're sitting there typing, you're not expressing all of your thoughts, all of the things that come up. What you're doing is filtering it out of your brain and out through your mouth. And that's never a good thing when it comes to trying to create something like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into plan mode. Plan mode, very important. Go to plan mode. So it's right here. So I always have bypass permissions on. I don't recommend it. It's fine. I do it, whatever. So I would go to plan mode right there. And right here is the microphone. So what do we need with this open house? All of these sheets of papers that we have here. Well, we need to get it into our CRM, right? I mean, that's step one. And then from there, we need to have some kind of an outreach plan to contact these people. Now, I actually got all of these from my coworker. Okay. His name is Jacob. Great guy. But he has all of these. He just never did anything with them. So what we are going to do is we're going to do something for him. We're going to get all of these into a CRM, have a skill created. So every single time you do an open house, all you got to do is take a picture with your phone, send it to Claude Code and say, hey, add this to my CRM. Done. So as I was saying about the blabbing, get it all out, I already did that here. So instead of us trying to think it through together, I gave a pretty big enough prompts that will get as much information as we can. So I'm just going to tell it to you now. So attached right now, what we have is an open house form. So in this open house form, we have someone's name, a phone number. We hope to get their email, but we never do. Sometimes we do. We ask if they're working with a realtor, yes or no, and then a whole bunch of other items that are on here. So what you need to do, Claude, and we're talking about Claude here, is analyze this entire open house form, understand that what is written on the sheet of paper, what you can understand and what you can't understand. And then what we need to do is build a plan on how to contact this person. And by contacting them, we should be going off of Jimmy Mackin, Jason Pantana, Tom Ferry type of reach outs, cold reach outs. This is all going to be cold essentially because yes, we may have met them, right? We may have met them at the open house, but are they going to remember? Who knows? So we probably want to do some of Alex Hormozy's cold reach out as well. I'm a big proponent of Alex Hormozy and Sharon Servazza, all of them. So I always kind of input their stuff in here. The whole point is we want to reconnect with the person because we never contacted them back. Now, I'm saying that because my good friend Jacob, he did all of these, it sat on his desk, and he never contacted them back. So that's not a good thing. So we're trying to fix that for him. This is most likely going to be someone who completely forgot about us, but with the potential that maybe they didn't. Other than that, the goal is to get them to buy a house with us or sell a house and then buy, not anything else. We're not looking to do anything else. We want to just contact them, see if they're still looking to buy, still look like if they're looking to sell, whatever. Let's build a plan that gets them to buy or sell with us. Done. I mean, when we do open houses as agents, let's be honest here, we do it to get more leads. That's what we do. And whether that sells the house that we're doing the open house for, which is like a 1 to 3% chance, or we get them to buy or sell somewhere else, right? So that is the whole point of this. And it is very important to have that direction in here. So it created the plan for me over here. I did do a couple more iterations. I want to be honest with that. It asked me a couple questions. That's the other thing. At the end, what you need to say every single time, especially in plan mode, is to say, hey, if you have any questions, please ask. Do not infer any information. I want you to give me all questions to make sure it is 100% so that you know 100% of what's going on. So that is very important. So over here, it says, we're not gonna read through all this. Ryan hosted an open house, and actually first, let's see if we can see the image. No, I have to open up somewhere else, and I'm not gonna do that because it has all my other images, and I don't want you guys to see that. So Ryan hosted an open house and collected a paper feedback form, which is this image. As you can see, I took it with my phone off of one of these sheets, okay? From a strong prospect, Liz Claggett, then never followed up. A handwritten margin note said, I sent a text, she responded, but no other information was given. Per Ryan's rule for all open house cards, because the relationship started at an open house, we lead with the buyer side first, then transition to the seller side later once rapport exists. And that's kind of where I'm at. That's how I kind of do things. If I do an open house, or people I know do open houses, they focus on the buy side, keep doing the buyer side, and then when we start talking about financing, how we're going to do that, are we going to finance, buying cash, whatever? Well, do you need to sell a house? Oh, maybe we should talk about that first. You know what I mean? So get all of the stuff that they're interested in, buying the house and all that, and then go over to that. So over here, it has all this other information. So operating principles, so the cold outreach playbook we are synthesizing. So Alex Hormozy, like I said, I do a lot of stuff based off of what he does. So this specific person, on their sheet of paper, they put something about Mount Charleston in there, and that's why this came up with Mount Charleston. And that's in Las Vegas, by the way. There's a place called Mount Charleston. It's off the northwest. It's a nice place. It's actually the only place where you can snowboard in Las Vegas. Yes, you can. Not great, but you can. And then it has Jason Pantana, so he has the Ford personalization. Also, that's a Tom Ferry thing, obviously. And then Tom Ferry value first, market touches type of stuff. So what that ended up doing was building an entire outreach plan, a day zero text. So when you get this and you put it into your CRM, or as soon as you get it, as soon as they leave, send them a text message, right? And right here, it gives me one. Let's see if it's good. See if we have to iterate it a little bit. Hi Liz, it's Ryan Rose. We met at the open house a little while back. You're the one who knows Mount Charleston better than anyone. Are you still keeping an eye out for the right property? Boom. It gets them into the conversation. It says that, hey, we did meet, so this isn't like a spammy text, which it kind of is, but it isn't, and go from there. Now, it also has a voicemail. We can slide broadcast that if we want, and gives me my voicemail script to give. It has more text messages, one value touch until she re-engages, and then that's just follow up, follow back, and follow until you die. Ryan Serhan. I'm a big proponent of that. Here it has a handwritten note, and which is great. Let's do a handwritten note if we have their address. On this sheet of paper, I don't see one, so that's probably not going to work, but sometimes it might work if you have one, so that's great. This one also says, so this is for obviously optional high impact touches. We got a personal 30-second video. Another way to do this is if you do an open house and you have 30 people show up, 100 people show up, whatever, a lot of people, you can do one video text and have it as everyone combined, like a generalized one. Yes, it is 100% better to say, hey Liz, we just met. Thank you so much for stopping by. Things like that, that's great. But say, hey, we just met. I appreciate you stopping by. Please, if you have any questions about buying or something, whatever you want to say. And doing a personal video is ultimately going to be better because then there's more recognition of who you are. But it has all that in here. It has, so this one does say we have email, so I got to do the email stuff. But as you can see, this created an entire plan for me, right? Now the plan is we need to create an entire skill around this. And if you want to learn how to do that, building the skill that you can repeat this process nonstop without having to think about it, to where all you have to do is take a photo of the open house, or if you have a scanner, scan it into your computer, give it to Claude and say, hey, /open house command, go. And all of a sudden it does all of this for you. And I'm not saying just all of this, just creating this plan, and then you got to go and put it into your Lofty or your CRM account. No. It goes into your CRM and it adds them for you. It literally does everything for you. All you have to do is wait for them to re-engage. You can learn all that in my Leveraged Agent community. It's a school community that I built. But this, if you don't want to join the community, all fair, no problem. You can at least get started on this, doing it this way and building the skill yourself. If you don't have Claude Cowork or Claude Code, and the only reason why you don't have that is because you don't pay for Claude, cool too. You can do this in Claude Chat online. It is a little bit more difficult. You have to add a little bit more extra stuff to it, okay, which is unfortunate, but you can still get it done. So don't let that deter you. But this is Claude Code. It ain't that scary, okay? It really isn't. Everyone gets scared of it. I don't know why, but it isn't scary. And down in the description below, you have the school community. It's called the Leveraged Agent, where I have skills, prompts, a whole bunch of stuff in there to help other realtors learn how to do this stuff, because I can guarantee you are doing AI completely wrong. And there are ways to get better at it without knowing the ins and outs of everything. So check out the school community when you can. Leave a comment on any other type of process that you want to automate. So I have an open house lead form here, right? We have a listing presentation. We have a listing marketing plan, the Instagram automatic DMer, direct messenger, whole bunch of things. What in your business do you do every single day that you wish someone else could just do for you? And let's see if we can automate that. Put that in the comments and see what we can do. Thanks.